Plaintiff Cherie Schultz says even though the defendant is her half-sister, they only met each other a year ago. Cherie claims she thought they had a lot in common, but now she wishes they never would have met. Cherie says the defendant put a car in her name for Cherie, but now she refuses to give Cherie the title, so she's suing. Defendant Tiffany Lara says soon after she met Cherie, she discovered that Cherie was a stripper and a prostitute who lost custody of her children because she tried putting them in boiling water. Tiffany says the car Cherie's suing for was purchased for her by one of her tricks, and Tiffany's countersuing for breach of contract.
Start with you.
Okay, Yana, I met my sister about a year ago, and when we met, we really connected. You know, we bonded. You know, I thought we had a lot in common, but, you know, I was wrong, and I wish I never met my sister.
Wish you'd never met her?
Yes, I wish I never met her.
This $1,000 issue?
It's more than that.
All right, what else?
It's more than
what
that.
Else?
We got along so great that, you know, we decided to move into a house with me and her family, and so our kids can grow up together since we didn't grow up together. Mm-hmm. Everything was going fine until about late August. I come over, I had my friends in the car with me. I came in to, you know, pick up a bottle of liquor. Her husband obviously got irritated.
That's not even true. That's not true.
Yes, it is.
It started going bad before.
Can I finish?
You want to get thrown out the first minute? Be quiet until I come back to you. Go ahead.
Her husband got irritated, went upstairs, you know, said something to her. She came down, slamming doors, stamping her feet, you know, said she was leaving. At the same time she was leaving, we were leaving. 10 minutes after that, I get a call from her husband. He said, why did you bring these random, he said the N-word, to the house? And I was like, I just hung up. Then, the 26th, we get into it.
You and her husband?
No, me and my sister.
About what?
It started with her putting a lock on the gate that I couldn't get through the yard to get to the, because she said, her words were, I'm not finna get up at no 6:30 in the morning to go chase after these kids because if they wanna go run in the street. So I'm banging on the door, the back door, because I can't, you know, go to the front. Nobody answers. I jump the fence. Then the next night, same thing. Then this time I'm kicking and I'm kicking the door and I have heels on and I accidentally kicked the hole in the door. The 26th of August, we get into it. You know, she in my face, so we arguing. She tells her husband to take the plates off my car. And then she calls the police to kick me out because so-called I'm not on the lease, but when we
Before we get
got
to
in
that,
this house.
let me allow her to give some background, ma'am.
Me and my father, I didn't grow up with my father. You know, my mom didn't want me to have anything to do with that side of the family. Didn't understand why until, you know, as I was growing up, she was telling me a little bit about the things that she went through with him, about him handcuffing her to the radiator, beating her while she was pregnant with me, breaking her nose, pulling her down the stairs.
Your mama wasn't the only one got beaten on.
Okay, well.
Go ahead, man.
Okay, anyways, at 12 years old, you know, I started, after I got out of a foster home, whatever, I started looking for him, you know, because I knew I had other siblings. When they were younger, she doesn't remember, I used to go around them and I used to talk to them on the phone and whatnot. Anyways, a year ago, I went to my father to ask him about, you know, the things that happened growing up. He said, yes, the things that, you know, she said did happen.
When he introduced
and then
you all?
he told me my sisters wanted to meet me.
When you moved together, was it problematic?
At first it wasn't, you know, I was talking to her, telling her to change her lifestyle because of the life that she lives.
What type of life is that?
She's a dancer, she's a stripper. And she told me when she met up with me that she lost her kids. She was always telling me about how she lost her kids.
How?
That it was the family that made her lose her kids. You know, that my brother called 911 and lied to the cops about, you know, the fact that she tried putting her kids in boiling water. I have the police reports. I didn't believe it until I read the police reports.
Yeah, I know that she may have called the police, and I'll read it.
Yes. But he told me, he was telling me to be careful.
Child Protective Services investigates, so obviously they concluded it was true?
Yes, that obviously that she was not fit to be a mother.
Do you want to comment on your children being removed from your house?
Yes. Your Honor, my mother, 4 years ago, called and made allegations about, you know, me
Did they
doing something.
investigate it?
Yes, they investigated, but they had no proof, no nothing. I wasn't in the system.
So what was their conclusion?
I was in the system ever since I was 9.
Not you. I'm talking about no. We're not going back to that.
The conclusion is that my kids live with their grandmother right now.
Were they removed from you by the court?
Yes.
You obviously were found liable for what they alleged.
No, they were removed from my house because they didn't really have no evidence.
That's why they shouldn't have been removed and your case should have been dismissed.
I needed a new attorney.
So you think you were railroaded?
Yeah.
You were convicted unlawfully, or
Yes.
you were found liable unlawfully?
Yes.
Can we get to the specifics of your lawsuit?
We decided, she thought it was a good idea if I put my vehicle in her name because...
Why would I think it's a good
Quiet,
idea?
ma'am. Quiet. Because what?
My license got revoked because of my 2 OWIs. And...
What happened to the car? You're suing her
No,
about
I got
it.
the car. I just want the title so I can get the car in my name
Okay,
now.
and she has refused?
Yes.
Okay.
She said that I owe her $800 in order to get my title back, and I got a statement from my daddy because...
$800 for what?
I don't know.
Why don't you ask her what the $800 she
What
wants?
is the $800?
More than 800.
You told
It's
my
not
daddy $800.
I never
And
told
what
him
about
nothing.
her car?
Her trick purchased the car for her. When I went to Puerto Rico, I got a call saying she got locked up, okay? When I came back from Puerto Rico, she came and asked could she move in with me because she had no electricity or whatever. And then when she
Ma'am,
moved
let's
in...
get to the car.
Okay.
What happened to her car?
The
that
car was
given
crashed
to
and
her?
destroyed. It was
By
crashed
whom?
by my little brother
She
and
says
her
she
nephew.
has the car.
She has the car because I paid to fix the car.
Okay. And show me evidence that you paid to fix the car.
I have my tax returns.
No, I don't want to see your tax
I
returns.
mean, that's what I
wanna
used to
see
pay to fix the
evidence.
car.
I don't
I'll
know
give you
what
the
you did with that
estimates.
money.
Okay, I'll give you the
You
estimates.
can show me evidence that you paid for the car
This
to be
is the
repaired.
damages that occurred to the car. It
I
was
say,
not
show me
drivable.
evidence that you paid for it.
She had the receipts in the car when she took off with it.
And those receipts show that you paid for it?
The receipt is in
You
her
have
name.
receipts
Yes,
regarding
this-
the repair?
yes,
And what
yeah.
does that say?
This is when my nephew totaled my car.
Okay, good enough.
And
Doesn't
this
have
is
her
the back
name. In
rear
fact,
window that
it
I
does
picked.
have your name.
Thank
Let's
you.
move on. She lied about that.
I did
All
not
right,
lie
what
about
else
that.
are you suing
Yes.
for with the personal property?
Okay.
It shows right here that she paid for the
The
repairs,
car was
ma'am.
still in her name.
I know,
It was
I
my
know, I
mechanic.
know,
You didn't
I
even know the
It says
mechanic.
who paid for it.
Okay,
Why
Your
are you
Honor.
suing her for a security deposit and personal property?
Yes, this is a security deposit. The house that we got together. I paid the full security deposit because she had to move out the
side
hood.
as well.
Yes,
No.
she had to move out the hood because
No.
some dudes that they got into it with came knocking on their door looking for them when she
No.
left the kids alone to go pick up her husband one day
No.
from work.
Okay.
And so I went to my trick
No.
and got the $500 to move to pay the security deposit.
See it.
No.
See it, please. And
Which is a lie.
this is 614, and you get the security deposit when you move out. Did you move out?
She kicked me out because they went and signed a lease behind my back. She called
Ma'am,
the police
tell
and
me
kicked
about
me
her
out.
moving from your premises.
The reason I asked her to move out was because of she kept coming to the house late at night, like early in the morning, late at night, kicking on the door, doing damages to the house. And it was not just that, but she was scaring my 5 kids that lived in the house
All right,
with us.
but you
And
weren't
she
the
tried-
landlord, were you?
No, but she
Only
was
the
not.
landlord can kick her out.
I know, but she tried stabbing me and my husband in front of my kids with a
Called the
screwdriver.
police?
Yes, I have
Was
the police
she
reports
convicted?
right here.
Was she convicted?
Was she convicted? They didn't press charges against her. They said that, that they didn't have the
Don't start
evidence.
stuttering on me.
I'm sorry, but they didn't have the evidence because she
Right.
threw the screwdriver behind her dresser.
Correct. So you couldn't prove it. Let's move on, ma'am. I'm going to conclude this was an illegal eviction. In the breach of contract, how does she owe you for that?
I paid her $300 because she said I owe her $800 for whatever to get my title back. So I gave her $300.
I have a letter stating that she owes me more than $800,
For
and that
what?
she
For
came
what?
and got the title in the
You
car
have
for
a
me.
letter that says she owes for the car?
For the damages that occurred, for rent that she never
That's
paid.
not what's in question.
The
What's in
car is
question
in here. The car
On the
is
agreement
on here.
that she signed?
Where it states car is right here.
On the agreement that she
Excuse me?
signed.
That I signed.
And you agreed to pay her for that?
The paper that I signed said that I was giving her $250.
Ma'am, this says to use the plates.
No, it says
And-
and
it
the
says
car.
to use
and
the plates
car.
from the
No,
car.
see?
No, it says and the car.
It was not-
You
my
asked
car
me
That
was
to-
looks
never in her
forged. That
possession.
part looks forged.
No, it's
That-
not.
Go ahead.
That part.
It does, ma'am. I'm looking
Are
right
you
at it.
serious?
I paid
Yeah,
it.
I'm serious. I'm very serious. I'm very serious. Go ahead. I'm very serious that you lied about who
No, I
had the
didn't,
car
because of
repaired.
that.
I'm looking at the signature. I'm very serious. What's the status on the title?
I have the title. It's my vehicle.
How did you acquire ownership?
I acquired ownership because of it was destroyed. She told me because the amount of damages that occurred to the car that I could have the car. She was just gonna junk it.
You could have
that
it.
I could have it. Just fix
And
it.
all right.
My car
so
was not
she's-
junk. It only cost $1,300. I could make that in 2 days.
That's right, baby.
You weren't even working.
I made it.
You weren't
I
even
made
working then. You just
1,600
got
in
out of
1
jail.
day, baby.
You didn't have any money.
I made 1,600
You did
in
not
1
have
day.
any money.
Yeah, okay. I got over $5,000 back on my taxes.
And you
June
lied on your
29th.
taxes claiming your
June
kids, and you
29th.
haven't had your kids
June
for 4
29th.
years.
I take care of my kids.
You take care
Every
of your
day.
kids with money
Every
that
day.
you don't even earn the right way.
Every day I
and
take
you're
care
not
of my
even,
babies.
You go to school, you take them to school, what's their teacher's name? Do you take them to the doctors?
Yes.
No. I take
Yes.
care of my kids. That's
Yes.
what a mother is.
Ma'am, you have been unable to prove that she transferred legitimate ownership to you.
How
you
have
say
I not
that
been
she
able to?
transferred ownership to you because you were going to repair a car that her nephew
look
wrecked.
at the damages.
And you say you repaired it. You claim that you had a receipt showing that you repaired it. You had no such receipt. Instead, she does.
That
so I'm going to
receipt was left
conclude
in the glove
that she
compartment.
owned the car. I'm going to dismiss your counterclaim. I'm going to grant her security deposit in her personal property because I believe you've been dishonest with me. $1,030 is your judgment, and here's
Oh,
the
my
title
God.
to your car. Oh my God. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Nothing good will come to you. Nothing good will come to you. Trust that.
I'm waiting.
You waited. Nothing
Yeah.
good will come to you.
You just plain out
Yeah,
wrong.
you're just like the rest of that family.
Wrong.
Do you understand that? You're just like the rest of that
Wrong.
family.
Yeah,
You
whatever.
talk so much about
hey,
our
your
other
husband,
sister.
people, family don't
hey,
even like you.
My husband's family,
Yeah,
people
they don't
even
like me. They
I
warned
wouldn't
me
even
about
talk.
you.
You slept with his brother and his cousin lying, saying that you didn't.
Whatever.
You're the hoe, okay?
Yeah, okay. I'm a paid hoe.
You're the hoe. You a paid hoe. You a paid hoe. That's right. And you want a pimp.